Hi and welcome back to my channel. First of all, I want to apologize to my followers because it was a long time since I last posted, but I was changing the location of my studio to this new one and it took a bit longer than I expected, but fortunately everything is ready now, so I'm ready to start posting videos again, and I will start doing so regularly as you're used to. This video is going to be a bit different than usual. Instead of talking about a specific point or showing you a clinical case, I'm going to talk about some very important books that can help you understand better the techniques that I talk about in my videos. If you like the techniques that I talk about in my videos, check out the links below where you can see all the courses I have available. I have courses in Portuguese and in English, so check them out and start learning today. Every now and then, some of my students or some follower from the channel will ask me, oh, what Master Tong book do you advise? Or what balance method book do you advise? Or what book can I read to improve this specific technique? So today's video is going to answer all of those questions. This is not by any means an extensive list of all the books on these techniques or even of all the good books on these techniques. These are my personal favorite books and books that I think might help you. But of course, there's a lot of different authors, a lot of different approaches. So don't follow just the list that I gave you, but look around, study. And so let's dive in first with the seminal book for the balance method. And this is Acupuncture 1 to 3 by Dr. Richard Tung. I have mixed feelings about this book. I think this is a great book to pique your interest on the balance method, but unfortunately, I don't think this book is enough for you to learn how to apply it. You might get some notions, but I think a lot of people just read the book and then they say, oh, we can't get good results. This is due mostly because the balance method is a very tactile technique. You need to know how to palpate, you need to know how to insert the needles, and if you just use the book, I'm afraid it won't be enough. But if you want to start to dip your toes into the balance method, this is a must-have book for every balance method practitioner, because this is the seminal work of Dr. Richard Tung, the man who invented the balance method. But always try to do courses with experienced teachers, because the balance method is very hard to learn just with books, and this caveat is valid also for Master Tong and for bleeding techniques. So don't trust just in the books, but try to learn from experienced teachers. Going now for Master Tong Acupuncture, I'm going to advise two different books by Dr. Chuan-Min Wang, Introduction to Master Tong's Acupuncture. This version is in Spanish, but you have it translated into several languages. This is a very good book to begin to learn and study the points within Master Tong. Again, it's hard to do it just by the book, but this is a very good resource for you to have, either to start learning the points, or even if you already work with Master Tong, to check where the points are, what are the functions. This is a good book, and it has another very good thing about it, which is it's one of the books that talks about the Ching or the Master Tong channel for every point, which some authors don't do. And if you want to be an advanced Master Tong practitioner, that's something you need to start studying. So this might be a good option for you. Another amazing Master Tong author is Dr. Wang. He was the first author that I studied deeply, and I read all of his books, and I can advise you to buy any of his books. I have here his book on the therapeutic system. So this is more of a theory behind Master Tong's acupuncture. And the advantage with Dr. Wang is he does a lot of equivalencies between Master Tong acupuncture and the techniques and the theory from classical TCM. So if you're already an acupuncturist and you want to learn specifically Master Tong, Dr. Yang is a great resource because he will give you some of the bridges between what you already know and the beginning of Master Tong. If you want to become an advanced practitioner, I'm afraid this won't be enough, but it is one of the best ways to start. This is more of a theory and applications of Master Tong acupuncture, but he also has a point atlas, which is called Lectures on Tong's Acupuncture, a point study, which I also advise is one of the best atlas out there, in my opinion. Now, if you want to go a bit deeper into the theory, especially thinking about channel theory, which is very important both for Master Tong acupuncture and also for the balance method, we have the seminal work on channel theory, which is Applied Channel Theory. This book is from Wei-Chieh and from Dr. Jason Robertson. This is an amazing book. Even if you don't work with Master Tong or with balance method and just want to add channel theory to your normal TCM work, this is a jewel that must be in your collection. I really can't advise this book enough. And if you want to advance into the theory of the balance method, which is something that it's hard to find, you'll find that most books are clinical cases and application, but you have very little about the theory, especially if you want to go into the more advanced applications of the balance method, like the global balances and even the balance applying the Bagua. I have one book that I found to be the most helpful that goes really deep into this kind of theory, which is Ching Acupuncture by David Twicken. This is a more theoretical than an applied book, but it has a lot of very important information that can bring your balance method practice into the next level. So this is also a good find. I wouldn't buy this book if you're a beginner with the balance method. I think that in that phase you need more of a practical application like Dr. Tan's 1 to 3. But if you already work well with the balance method and want to start understanding some of the whys behind the technique, this is a fantastic book for you. Now, talking about bloodletting, I already talked about this book, and this, in my opinion, is the Bible of bloodletting and the only book you'll need to read about the subject. And it is The Complete Guide to Chinese Medicine Bloodletting by Mouscher. This book is an absolute masterpiece, and if you don't take anything else from the video that I'm making today, remember this title, buy this book, read it, and I guarantee that you will see improvements in your results. And now to finish, I'll just show you the book that is giving me a lot of headaches lately, but that is an absolute treasure. Well, actually not just a book, but a collection of books by Dr. Hu. This is a set of books written by Dr. Hu from Taiwan, which is the student that stayed longer with Master Tong, and his books are a true treasure. The only problem with these books is there are no translated copies. Everything is in Chinese. And unfortunately, I can't read Chinese, but with the help of Google Translate and some family members who actually can speak and read Chinese, I'm trying to translate some of these books, and the amount of knowledge that you can get from Dr. Hu is outstanding. So, especially if you know how to read Chinese and you manage to find a copy of any of Dr. Hu's books, I can't advise them enough. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.